Sorry for the wait, ladies. My assistant seems to be out. What can I do for you?
Are you the owner of this establishment?
My name's on the sign.
So you are Mallone.
That's me. And you are?
My name is Madeline.
And your friend?
Jocelyn Contis.
Pleasure to meet you both.
Huh. Some kind of band. Danny and Linda Marconi? Never heard of them. Hey.
Miss Contis, what can I help you with?
So, who shot up this place?
Eh?
Come on, this place looks like the set of a gangster flick.
I don't know what you mean.
So, did you see who smashed up your window?
What are you talking about? The window looks fine to me.
Right, of course it does. Totally agree with you. Are you seriously telling me that this place looks normal?
Listen, everything here is top of the line. We're even looking into that dry cleaning stuff.
What cleaning?
Dry cleaning. Look, never mind. Can I help you with anything or what?
You into music? I saw that poster on the wall.
Oh, that's Danny's thing.
Danny.
The guy who runs this place with me, him and his girl, Linda.
They're in a band.
If you can call it that. They play weekends, sometimes. He wants to make it big, but
But what?
But nothing. Danny just needs to focus on earning an honest living, that's all.
Do Danny and Linda have regular gigs?
I don't know. Why?
I might want to hear him play.
Save your eardrums, lady. That's my advice.
Well, see you around.
Sure.
Mallone,
Hi there. What can I do you for?
you mentioned an assistant. Where is he?
Danny? I have no idea where he is. So we're a bit short-staffed, but nothing I can't handle. We'll handle that costume of yours with extra care.
Costume?
That gown of yours looks very authentic. I don't even think you can get that fabric these days.
Have I become antiquated so soon?
No offense meant, I quite like it. The tiara's a nice touch. Brings out your eyes.
Well, I always thought so. But you are mistaken. We are not leaving my costume here with you. We have other business. What happened here?
What do you mean?
This shop, it is, shall we say...
It looks shot up.
Shut up. Look, I know the cleaning lady hasn't been in this week, but it ain't that bad. Now, can I help you or what?
You should take a closer look at the walls and windows. They are definitely not what they should be.
You sure talk funny, lady. There isn't anything wrong with the windows that I can see.
Mallone, I regret that it falls to me to tell you that you are dead.
What? Get out of town. Now, can I help you or what?
Madeline, does that ever work?
No, it does not. I could not help but overhear your conversation with my colleague. This Danny Marconi. He is important to you, is he not?
What makes you think that?
Your energy, your aura, if you will. It changes when you speak of him. So tell us, what is Danny to you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mallone, you know precisely what I am talking about, and you will tell us. I assure you, you will feel much better once you do.
I'll feel much better once you leave my shop.
I could leave, as you request, but I don't believe you want me to. Not really. Well, do you?
Who the hell are you people?
We are here to help, nothing more. You are so close now, so close.
Why is everything so confusing?
It does not have to be.
Life used to be so simple. Then Danny had to go follow a pipe dream. He had to make deals with club promoters he couldn't pay. So they showed up here. I told Danny to stay away while I tried to talk some sense into them.
And did you?
He got away. That's what's important. At least, I think it is. I'm not so sure anymore.
I understand, you know. You're adrift. You are scared. But there is nothing to be scared of. Come here. My host?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know why I did it. Danny isn't much, really, but he's a good guy. You think it was worth it?
I don't know. Sorry.
You don't have anything to say? Anything at all?
No, not really.
Right. So I just head that way.
Yeah.
Well, tell your friend thanks. And if you ever see Danny... forget it. I suppose it doesn't matter.
My host. My host, are you all right?
I knew you'd follow me in here. You can never give me a minute's peace.
You should not stay here too long.
Or what? I'll die. I get it now. We all thought my uncle was nuts, but he was just numb. He just stopped caring. About anything. Who could blame him?
Trust me, my host, it is best to push those feelings aside.
Why?
It is what must be done. That is all.
What does it matter?
Listen to me. In time, you will feel differently.
Differently?
Yes. This will all feel normal.
Normal? I don't want this to be normal.
Many of your predecessors felt the same. In time, things changed.
I'm going dancing, Madeline. Don't wait up.
I see. I suppose after all this time it was inevitable that one of you deciphered the method. But do you think it will be that simple? It will not work. Do you hear me? It will destroy you. My host, Jocelyn Countess, hear me! Countess! Countess!
2:23 a.m., Detective Corey Palmer conducting interview with Rosangela Blackwell. Detective Sam Durkin also present. So, Miss Blackwell, tell us again why you were in that house.
Say nothing. Tell them nothing. Keep your teeth together. We'll get out of this.
I was looking into George Ostin's death.
And how the hell did you know about that?
I'm the one who reported his murder.
You're the tipster? Why didn't you give your name?
I did.
Let the record show that the interviewee just glared at Detective Durkin.
Can you leave me out of this, Palmer?
Sam, we'll talk about this later. Fine. Next question. What happened to Detective Piero?
She shot herself.
That's a lie. Why would she kill herself? She just wouldn't.
Enough, Palmer. You saw the paraffin test. Leah fired that weapon.
I refuse to believe that, Sam.
Believe what you want. Those are the facts.
Well, here's some facts for you. This lady was chatting with Emil Haskins earlier this evening. Not only that, we have a witness who saw her sneaking into his office at work. How do you respond to that?
I had permission to go in.
No, you didn't. We spoke to the clerk on duty. We spoke to Emil Haskins, a man who is now a widower, I might add. Nobody gave you permission. But then, breaking and entering isn't really a new thing for you, is it? I've pulled your file. Do you even know how many restraining orders you have against you?
You've read my file. You tell me.
If getting banned from the campuses of NYU and Columbia weren't bad enough, we've got a dozen complaints registered against you from businesses and families. I'd call Bellevue to have you taken away. But you're banned from there, too. Who the hell are you? And why haven't you been taken in before now?
Palmer, take a walk.
Sam?
You're tired. Go get a cup of coffee.
I don't need coffee. Don't think I don't know what's going on here. I've heard the rumors that you've got some mysterious informant. Is this her?
Palmer?
Fine, I'm going. But we will find out what happened. It's our damn job, after all.
So, you happy now?
Am I under arrest?
Maybe, maybe not. That depends on you. The crap you pulled tonight, was it worth it?
I don't know. Whatever's going on, it's really bad.
I agree. Yeah, it's bad. And we don't need anyone making it worse.
What are you trying to say?
Officially, we're pursuing every lead. Unofficially, there was no trace of the bullet that killed the little girl. With Leah dead, we'll most likely never solve it. The trail is too cold. So, what do you need?
Excuse me?
You want it in so bad? You're in. You won't be on the books. We can't even pay you. This case is too high profile. So, what do you need?
Access to Leah's case files.
Can't do it. Those are being boxed up and archived. Anything else?
Access to George Ostin's apartment.
I'll take care of it. Anything else?
Cup of coffee?
I'll have Palmer get you one on the way out. Anything else?
Everything you know about George Ostin.
Palmer can get you that. Speak to him tomorrow. Anything else?
Nothing that I can think of.
Alright. From now on, you talk to Palmer. He'll be at the front desk tomorrow.
Detective Durkin. Sam, why are you doing this? Why me?
My first case involved a kid. 30 years ago it must have been. There was this little girl living with her aunt. The aunt went nuts. Smashing things, screaming. Total loony. The little girl was hiding in a closet. Couldn't have been more than 5. Scared out of her mind. I've had a soft spot for kids ever since.
I see.
Go home, Blackwell. Get some sleep. You look like you spent the night in jail.
Huh. The press are having a field day. Lots of theories, but nothing approaching the truth.
You expect anything different? Just be glad your name didn't get leaked. That's the last thing we need.
No trace of the Grace Group either.
Then we best get out there and do what we do.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
My name is Rosangela Blackwell. I was told you'd be expecting me?
Is this about George?
That's right.
I still can't believe it. But here's the key. 12th floor, penthouse A.
Thanks. Can you tell me anything else about the clothing drive?
No. But if you have any old clothes, feel free to give them to me. I'll put them in the box.
Better not. If you did that, you wouldn't have any clothes left.
I think they might be candlesticks. Possibly. It looks like a regular lamp. It's a tablet computer. Looks like it's still in the charging dock. Looks like a balcony out there. Is that a genuine Ming? It must have cost George a fortune. That'd look amazing on my bathroom wall.
Darling, that thing's bigger than your entire bathroom.
A saucepan and some cooking implements. They don't look like they've ever been used. Bok choy, garam masala, quinoa, branzino.
It's either a shopping list or a voodoo spell.
A pedal-operated garbage can. Whoever this Michael is, he seems to know quite a lot. So this Michael has a source who knows about bestowers. About me. This is starting to get personal.
A table and chair. Some dead plants. They're in good company.
A handsome stranger on the roof.
Huh?
This evening is looking up.
Huh? Oh, hello, miss.
Hello yourself. So, what brings you up here?
I'm a friend of George.
Oh, looking after the place while he's away.
Something like that.
Anyway, I'd best head back in. But I'm sure I'll see you around. Ta.
Hi there.
Well, if it isn't my handsome stranger. Coming to pay me a visit?
Sure.
So, what brings you by?
So you actually live here? So to speak.
Yes? Why are you so surprised?
Well, this place is kinda, well, empty.
I live alone.
That's not what I mean. Look around. There's nothing in here.
What on earth are you talking about?
Never mind. So, about this place.
I might not have the highbrow taste that George has, but my furniture is just as serviceable as his. And twice as comfortable, I might add.
Who are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Cute. Very cute.
Huh?
Wait, you're serious? Well, isn't this delicious? It's so rare that I get to be the mysterious one.
My name's Joey. Joey Mallone. Why don't you tell me yours?
You honestly don't know who I am.
I'm afraid not.
I admit, I'm fascinated. I know your name, but you don't know mine. It's not often that I'm in this position.
So, are you gonna tell me or what?
I think not. I want to savor this for just a little while longer.
So what is this? You famous or something?
Or something.
Well, whoever you are, I'll see you around.
Say hi to George for me, if you see him.
Whatever this note says, it's too dark to read it. It says, I know about Heather, and it's signed by someone named Jay. Hi there.
Hello again, mister. What brings you by?
Come on, you know my name, it's only fair.
I can't tell if you're being genuine or if you're just playing with me.
Why not both?
Well, the night is young. See if you can figure it out.
I know about Heather. Do you know anything about this?
About what?
This note, the one on your floor.
I have no idea. It has nothing to do with me.
And what's it doing here?
I have no idea.
Okay, relax. The note is signed Jay. Who's Jay?
I have no idea, and I don't know anything about any note.
Listen, it's really important that you tell me who you are.
What on earth could be so important?
It's complicated.
No, I don't think so. I'm enjoying this way too much.
Well, whoever you are, I'll see you around.
Say hi to George for me, if you see him.
It's you. Sam told me you'd be swinging by.
Hi, Corey, was it?
No, it's Officer Palmer.
So Durkin told me to speak to you?
Yes, I heard. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know why you're so special, but orders are orders. You need any information from us, I'll see about getting it to you. But you talk to me, and only me. Understand?
Perfectly. I'm sorry about Leah.
Don't even go there. I don't care what you saw, or what the evidence says. Leah wouldn't kill herself. And if she did, then she wasn't Leah anymore.
So are we good?
Good?
You don't think I still killed anyone, do you?
I don't know what to believe. But Durkin vouches for you, and he now owes me a favor, a big one. So, I guess I come out ahead.
Is Detective Durkin around?
I haven't seen him since yesterday. I'm sure he's wandering around somewhere.
You seem to be taking Leah's death rather personally.
The chief would agree with you. That's why I'm shackled behind this desk instead of out there doing something.
So, what's the latest on George Ostin?
He was killed with a .22 caliber bullet. That's all we know so far. We're still talking to Leah's ex-husband, but he's got a pretty solid alibi.
How did Kendra die? Was that ever established?
I read the autopsy report. It was definitely a bullet wound. It went right through her shoulder. Clean hole all the way through. The coroner said that she bled to death, but could have survived if she was brought to a hospital right away. I don't understand this. Not at all.
Did you know Emil Haskins at all?
I don't know much. Just what Leah used to tell me. I got the impression he was a deadbeat. Always out of a job, always late with child support payments, things like that. Guess he doesn't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
So what's the story with you and Leah? I get the impression you knew her pretty well.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I partnered with her back when I first joined the force. She taught me a lot. Everything, really. I owe her. She was a rock. She was a rising star. Why would she flip out like she did?
I'm working on it, Corey. I really am.
That's Officer Palmer, and I'm not holding my breath.
Do you know anyone named Michael?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
Does this phone number mean anything to you?
Not really, but I can trace it for you.
Trace it?
Run the number, see who it belongs to. Within reason, anyway. Where'd you find it?
I found it on George Austin's phone.
Oh, we ran that number already.
You did?
Yeah. It belonged to Grace Church. Probably calling for donations or something.
Yeah, or something.
Thanks anyway. George and Leah both were members of a self-help group. They called it the Grace Group.
Oh yeah, Leah told me about that place.
She did?
Yeah, she didn't go into detail, but I know it meant a lot to her. She used to tell me that nobody could ever fall so far that they couldn't still reach for a helping hand. I'm not sure what that meant, but she used to say it all the time.
Do you know if any of George Austin's neighbors died recently?
It's not in any of the reports. Do you have a name?
No, not yet. But she lived across from George. Can't you look it up that way?
I can't, no. The way the system works, I can only look it up by the victim's name, not address. Sorry.
Well, I'd better go. Thanks for the help.
Sure.
If the people who go to these churches worry about their souls so much, they should try dying sometime.
He looks pretty deep in thought. Hi, remember me?
Yes, and would you please keep your voice down?
Sorry. I'm looking for information on the Grace Group.
Grace Group?
They used to meet here, in the basement. Some kind of self-help group?
There are hundreds of so-called Grace Groups, and they all have meetings in the basement. You will have to be a bit more specific than that.
Do you know any Michaels?
In my line of work, I know more than I can count.
I checked with the police. This number belongs to a phone in this church. A man I'm looking for made a phone call from this number. His name is Michael. It's very important that I find him.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about. I am sorry.
So there's this woman that might have died in a penthouse apartment.
I'm afraid I don't know who you're talking about. I am sorry.
The telephone that uses this number, where is it?
Why would you need to know that?
Michael used the phone. Maybe he left a clue behind when he did.
And he could have used any one of a dozen offices in our administration wing.
Really? Over a dozen?
Yes. So, if you want to locate Michael Cooper, you'll have to find another way.
Wait, Cooper?
Pardon?
You said Michael Cooper.
Isn't that the gentleman you're looking for?
No, I just said his name was Michael.
So you did. A slip of the tongue. My apologies. It is quite late and I'm tired.
You need to tell me who Michael Cooper is.
I told you I don't know any Michael Cooper.
Well, thanks. I'll be going.
Stay safe.
If the phone is nearby, it's not ringing. Huh. So Michael Cooper was a priest. Interesting. Excuse me.
Yes.
Michael Cooper. He's a priest too, isn't he?
So?
So, it's a pretty big coincidence, wouldn't you say? Please stop lying to me.
I'm not lying.
You're not telling me the whole truth either, are you?
I made a promise. He came to me scared, begging me to protect him, to give him sanctuary. He was ranting. I should have turned him away, but we roomed together at the seminary. We were close friends once. What could I do?
You can take me to him.
He's raving. He's mad. He says he's in a battle for his very soul. Is this true?
Yes. Yes, it is.
He's in the school. It's closed for the winter break, so it seemed like a good a place as any to hide him. Here's a key. The entrance is around the corner. Please, do whatever you must. Just don't come back here.
Don't worry.
So, thrown out of a church. I suppose with our record it was only a matter of time.
The entrance to the school is around the block. Let's go.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures.
I think he's reciting the Psalm of
Beside the still
David.
waters,
From the
he
books I've
restores my
read,
soul.
it's supposed to guard against
He
evil.
leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And though
Michael?
I walk through the valley...
Michael Cooper.
You! Stay back, bestower. I've got a gun.
Just a second.
I said stay back!
Whoa, calm down. I'm not here to hurt you.
Oh yeah? Tell that to Leah and George and the others.
Others? How many of you are there?
You don't even know that. You don't know a thing, do you? This wasn't the plan.
Plan?
Yes, our brilliant plan. We get the bestower to escort our souls to the next world, protect us from this force that is after us. Instead, you let us be destroyed.
You think I wanted this to happen? People dying, souls torn apart? You think I want this?
Of course not. It's just, well, look at what we've been reduced to.
I'm sorry. Whatever is going on, it's new. I've never seen anything like it before.
I see. And what about him?
Huh?
Your friend, the man behind you. He hasn't said a word since you walked in here.
Me? Do you mean me?
Yes, you. Don't look so surprised. How else could I have known who you were? Now get out of here. You've been nothing but trouble ever since George went to look for you.
Don't shoot. I'm leaving.
Please, give them some time, my host.
That voice, it can't be.
I told you to stay in the other room.
Yes, my host, I know. But I had to intervene. These two know me. If I may...
Fine. Just make it quick. I'm losing concentration.
Mallone, Blackwell, what a pleasant surprise to see you both again.
Yeah, surprise is the word. What the hell are you doing here?
Is it not obvious? You freed me, Mallone, brought me back into this world, and as befits all of our kind, I had a host waiting for me, and so I have returned to my former duties.
Look, as much as I am touched by this reunion, I need to focus.
Perhaps we should all converse outside.
Fine, outside. Just leave me in peace.
Thank you, my host.
You're a bestower too?
What gave it away? The spirit guide who won't leave me alone? Look, maintaining this circle leaves me a bit cranky. Sorry. If you can help, great. If not, well, I've made my peace with it. Just go talk to her. She's outside. I need to concentrate. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Blackwell, Mallone, it's been a long time since we've been able to converse.
It's been almost 6 months since Joey freed you. How come we're only seeing you now?
I admit the transition hasn't been pleasant. I have had 3 hosts since returning to this world. The first was an old man on the edge of death. He lingered for 6 weeks before finally succumbing to the inevitable. When the old man passed, I became bound to his niece for a time. She ran every time she saw me. I tried to keep my distance, give her time to adjust, but in the end, she fell down the stairs in an attempt to flee. The poor woman died, and I was passed to her brother, the man inside.
Do you know what's going on? Why are these souls being attacked?
I do not know. I wish I did. Like you, we saw it happen. We saw a soul being torn apart and could do nothing. I'm afraid my host became a little unreasonable after that.
Why was George looking for me?
We needed a bestower. A proper bestower. My host and I were not up to the task.
Eh?
It might be due to my time in the void. It might be because my host's soul has been marked by whatever is out there. But in any case, our abilities are limited. We cannot even help lost souls move on as you do. We can see them and talk to them, but that is all. Hence why we needed you.
Lucky us.
So what can we do? We don't even know what's going on.
Our theory was that you could help move these poor souls into the next world before they were destroyed. But it appears that it did not achieve the desired result.
You could say that, yeah.
You must investigate. My host and I are restricted, but you two are not. If anyone can help uncover why these poor spirits are being attacked and stop it, it is you.
You should really call me Rosangela.
Forgive me. When you are as old as I am, all the names blur together. So I tend to address those I speak to by their family name. It is just easier that way, and less painful. I'm afraid it is a habit that is difficult to break.
So how'd you like being on the outside, as it were? I imagine it's better than being trapped wherever you were.
I had thought, I had hoped, that I would pass on, that being brought back to the mortal world would force me to obey mortal laws. Instead, No, it is not to be. I have returned to my former duties, therefore I must have further work to do. But yes, it is nicer than being trapped in the void. Did I ever thank you, Mallone?
Not as such, no.
Well, I must rectify that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
There's a ghost haunting the empty apartment across from George Ostin.
I see. Well, you know your duty. Go and save it.
Do you know anything about this Grace group?
I know that it meant a great deal to my host, as well as his friends. Whatever happened at those meetings, it greatly improved their lives. But obviously, it came at a cost.
What can you tell me about Father Michael?
Cooper is my host. We have not had the time to get to know each other better.
Is he always this ornery?
Do have some pity for him. He has lost his uncle, his sister, and several of his friends. He has been forced to accept the spirit world and the possible loss of his own soul, all within the span of a few weeks. If anyone deserves some understanding, it is he.
Why do you let Father Michael push you around like that?
It is what my host wishes.
So?
Simply that. I must do what my host commands.
Right, seriously, what's the story?
No story, Mallone. If my host wishes me to leave him alone, I leave him alone.
That actually works?
Of course. It is my duty to do so.
So, Joey, could...
No!
Of course, some of us take our duties more seriously than others.
Well, I suppose we'll talk to you soon.
Of course.
Father Michael?
Yeah?
I can't believe there's another medium in New York.
Medium?
Sorry, I mean bestower. I've been calling myself medium for so long I sometimes forget.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not like I have anyone to talk to about this stuff. Nobody living, anyway.
Hey, look, I'd love to swap ghost stories with you, but it takes all my concentration to maintain the circle.
Right, sorry. Maybe we'll have coffee later? You know, after we save your soul and everything.
Sure, sounds great.
What is this circle?
Oh, this. Madeline taught me how to do it. It prevents anything spiritual from getting to me. It takes some concentration to maintain, so I'm sorry if I seem a bit inhospitable.
How did you learn what was happening?
You mean that our souls were being taken?
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago. I was at the bedside of a friend. Jeffrey, his name was. He went to the Grace Group meetings back in the day. Like me. He had been in a car accident. Hit and run. He was dying, and he wanted me there. And when he died, I saw it. His spirit being torn apart. He screamed. I'll never forget that scream.
I know. I saw it too.
Anyway, with Madeline's help, I began looking into other members of the group and learned it was happening to all of us. You know the rest.
So you're working with Madeline?
Working? I guess you could call it that. I've been too busy being scared to give it any serious thought.
So why'd you send Madeline outside?
Her presence disturbs my concentration, so she's keeping as far away as she can until this is resolved.
What about us?
You're the ones who are going to save my hide. For you, I'll make the extra effort to focus.
Could you tell me about the Grace Group? It was some kind of self-help group?
About 20 years ago, I was a very different person. I suppose you could call me an alcoholic, although I wouldn't have said it at the time. Then I saw an ad in the newspaper. It promised to help folks like me find their way. It seemed to be some kind of hippie self-help group, but I went to a meeting anyway. I don't remember much about the meetings, but somehow I had discovered that going to seminary school was something I had to do. It all made sense.
Made sense?
I just knew it was what I was meant to be doing, and I was right.
What about yourself? Is there anything we should know?
Look, you're not exactly catching me at my best here. I can't do anything. I'm not a true bestower like you are. Madeline says she's been weakened, or I've been weakened, or something. She doesn't know. Believe me, if I could do what you can do, I'd be out there trying to stop this. But I can't. So all I can do is hide.
Is there anything else you could tell us about the Grace Group?
No. You know everything I do.
Did you know that there's a ghost across the roof from George's apartment?
Really?
Do you know anything about it?
Sadly, no. I'm sorry.
What happened at these meetings?
That's just it. I don't remember. Until recently, I never questioned it before. How messed up is that? I'd go, I'd sit down, and leave. I'd meet with the other members for coffee afterward. What on earth did we talk about? We must have found something. But I do remember a man. Benjiro. He ran the meetings.
Benjiro?
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else about him.
How many people went to these meetings?
There were 6 of us. You already know about Leah and George and myself. The others are dead.
Who were they?
Does it matter? They are dead. Their souls were taken.
Even still, tell me.
Jeffrey Dutta, Heather Goffstein, Peter Fielding.
Could you tell me about Jeffrey?
God, Jeffrey Dutta. Talk about transfiguration. When he walked into that Grace Group meeting, I thought he was in the wrong place. I mean, the guy was a Wall Street broker, for crying out loud. He could have bought the church and everything in it. But he later confessed that he tried to kill himself. Twice.
So what happened to him?
He became a professional dog walker. Can you believe it? He used to pocket millions a year, plus bonuses. Then he was picking up dog crap for $25 an hour and smiling about it. He was hit by a car crossing the street. A hit and run. I was at his bedside when he died. Madeline had been around for about a month at that point, so I saw his spirit rise from his body. I thought I was supposed to help him, but instead You know what happened next.
Could you tell me about Peter?
Peter Fielding, yes. I never had much contact with him. He died several months ago. I'm afraid it's too late for him.
You saw his soul being taken?
Well, no. He died before Madeline came into my life, so I can't say for sure. But he went to Grace Group meetings, and he's dead. What other conclusion can I reach?
Tell me about Heather Goffstein. You said she was a member of your group.
Yes, she was one of us. I asked George if he knew where she was. He told me she was dead. I'm afraid it's too late for her.
Is this like Peter? Did you actually see her soul being taken?
No, I didn't. Thank heaven I didn't. Seeing it happen once is more than I can take.
How exactly did Peter Fielding die?
Why? Are you going to try and find his spirit? There is no spirit. It's gone.
You said it yourself. You don't know for sure.
It was some kind of accident. I'm not sure of the details. I read about his death in the obituaries. Too late for his funeral, sadly, but I said a prayer for him.
Can you tell me again how Peter Fielding died?
I told you before, there's no point.
Just humor me.
It was some kind of accident. I'm not sure of the details. I read about his death in the obituaries. Too late for his funeral, sadly, but I said a prayer for him.
How did Heather Goffstein die?
I'm afraid I don't know. George was the one who kept in touch with her. He told me she died, but he didn't tell me how or when. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore.
All right, Michael. We're going to go.
Of course. Godspeed to the both of you. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will
So
follow
Peter
me all
Fielding
the days
owned
of
a
my
gym
life,
in Murray Hill.
and
Worth
I
a
will
visit, I
dwell in the
suppose.
house of the Lord forever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pasture.
Madeline?
Yes, Blackwell.
Could you tell me about Jeffrey?
I'm afraid not.
Michael said that a man named Benjiro ran the Grace Group meetings.
My host has said as much to me, yes. Sadly, he does not remember much about him.
Do you know anything about Peter Fielding? He was in the Grace Group with Michael.
I have never met him. He passed away before I became bonded with my host.
Michael believes his soul was already taken.
He might be right, but he may not be. If his spirit still exists, you are the ones to find it.
Do you know anything about Heather Goffstein? She was in the Grace Group with Michael.
I know of her, but I have never met her. She passed away before my host and I became bonded. I never encountered her spirit.
Michael believes her soul was already taken.
It is certainly possible, but I refuse to lose hope until I see the evidence.
Well, I suppose we'll talk to you soon.
Of course.
Looks nice and warm in there. Of course, so would an ice factory right now. Looks nice and warm in there. Of course, so would an ice factory right now. It seems to open with a key card.
TV showing some energetic broad in yoga pants. Run, run, run like a hamster on a wheel. Looks like some kind of headshot photo. Probably someone famous who uses the gym. Let's see here. Tanya Corsi. Hey, wait a second. Is that... Yeah, that's the spook from George's roof. Nobody here.
Hey, does it look right? Seriously, does it look right?
Does what look right?
The light bulb. I could swear it was blinking.
It looks fine to me.
Huh. I gotta do everything myself around here.
Hey, friend, can we talk for a second?
Are you sure there's nothing wrong with that light?
I'm no expert, but it looks fine to me.
Well, what can I do for you?
Hey, is your name Peter Fielding by any chance?
That's me. Why?
No reason. You own this joint, right?
Yes, I do. My dad built it. You could say it's a family business. Been running it around 20 years? Seems like yesterday.
So what's the story with the lights?
I don't know. It's driving me crazy. There's something wrong with them. I can tell.
Well, like I said, they look totally fine to me.
I'll just have to keep checking.
Nice place you got here.
Thanks. You looking to join?
Ah, no, I really don't think exercise is gonna do me much good.
It's amazing how many people think that. You're young. Your metabolism is still going strong. But time catches up with you before you know it.
You're preaching to the choir, Peter, but I'm still not interested.
Well, we're here if you need us.
So, how are you feeling?
Fine. Why?
You don't feel strange at all?
What do you mean?
Well, just hypothetically speaking, you don't feel like you're gonna explode?
What, like indigestion?
Not quite.
I am on a strict diet of wheatgrass shakes and fiber. Indigestion is the last thing I have to worry about.
So, you run this place with your old man, huh?
Sort of. He built it when he left the army. I took over long ago.
I hear Tanya Corsi went to this gym.
She's been coming here for years. That body you see on TV, I take full credit for that.
Well, we all gotta be proud of something. Ever hear of the Grace Group? I understand you went to a few meetings.
You know about that?
Sure.
Wow. Well, yeah. I went to some meetings. It was all I needed.
Why's that?
Well, I wasn't the most focused of people back then. It's a long story, but in the end, I went to work with my dad running this place. It's been my life ever since.
Do you know anything about Benjiro? Ran the Grace Group meetings.
Sure.
Well?
Funny. I can't think of anything to say exactly. It's been 20 years.
Sure, people forget things.
That's it exactly. I just didn't think it would happen to me so soon.
Well, I'll see you around.
You got it. I'll be here. I just gotta see what's wrong with this damn light.
Just a forgotten towel. So I found Peter.
Peter? Peter Fielding?
Yeah, he's safe and sound. Spiritually speaking, anyway.
Huh. Michael was sure that Peter's ghost was taken.
Just between you and me, Michael doesn't look to be sure about very much. So, have you heard of this Tanya Corsi person?
Tanya Corsi? Was she in the gym?
No, it's the name of our roof spook. Is she famous or something?
You could say that. She has a TV show.
I think you mean she had a TV show. Let's get going.
Ah, you have returned.
We found one of the Grace Group spooks, Peter Fielding.
I see. Is he still intact?
Yeah, he tried to get me to join a gym.
I thought as much.
You thought so? What do you mean?
You know as well as I do. A spirit cannot be moved from this world until it is spiritually ready. It would appear that is also the case here.
But what about George and Leah?
From my understanding, they were aware of their death when they were taken.
Yeah, they were.
Then there is your answer. They were spiritually ready to leave this world, and so were vulnerable. This Fielding, was it? He is a lucky soul indeed. Until he is made aware, he cannot be taken. Not by you, or by anyone else.
So wait, this is our fault?
Whatever do you mean?
Leah, George. Just by trying to save them, we destroyed them.
I suppose. Yes, it could be seen that way. But please do not blame yourself. How could you have known?
Ignorance doesn't change anything.
Listen to me. Whatever or whoever is taking these souls, they were marked long before they died. All we can do now is move forward and save who we can.
So what? We just leave the spook to rot?
Of course not. It has been known for some spirits to become aware on their own. The right face, the right moment, anything can trigger it. And if that happens to Fielding, no. Our duty is to save him, and save him we shall.
How? The usual rules have been chucked out the window. We make a move and he gets hammered, and we're not gonna let that happen, not again.
It is a dilemma for certain.
You've been around the block a few times, so to speak. Nothing like this has ever happened to you before?
The destruction of the very essence of life? No. Such a thing is difficult to contemplate, and to witness it, even more so.
We need to think about this, plan our next move.
Of course. In fact, I might have an idea along those lines. I must confer with my host. Please excuse me.
He's okay? Peter's really okay?
He is still deceased, but in all other respects, yes. He is as well as can be.
This changes everything. You have no idea. You two, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I never even considered that Peter's soul could be saved. And maybe Heather, too. Yes, Heather. If she wasn't taken, then her soul must still be lost.
And this is a good thing?
Of course. If a soul is merely lost, it still can be saved. And maybe so can mine.
So, what's your plan?
We are approaching this from ignorance, and possibly from fear. Before I was trapped in the void, I was a spirit guide for a very long time. I can learn much from a spirit by looking at it, and talking to it. If Fielding's soul still exists, then it must be brought here.
And Heather. Heather's soul must still be out there.
And her as well, of course.
Peter Fielding's spook is at the gym. It's not too far away. You can talk to him there.
Are you kidding? I step out of this circle, who knows what could happen? If I die, there's a good chance I'll be an aware spirit, just like Leah and George, and then...
Be at peace, my host. I would not ask you to do such a thing.
Well, thank heaven for that.
Besides, it is unnecessary. As you say, only spiritually aware souls are attacked. Since this Fielding is not spiritually aware, meeting him in his current state would be fruitless. We need to awaken him before I can determine anything about him.
Won't awakening these ghosts destroy him? Aren't we trying to avoid that?
Don't be absurd. We'll put them behind this circle. They will be safe there.
And how are we supposed to do that? Spooks like me can't enter the thing.
This might surprise you, Mallone, but I did think of that. Come here. Take this.
What's this thing?
Call it a totem. It was made with some of my essence. The circle was created in much the same manner, so it will make a perfect focus. When you awaken a spirit, use the totem to send them directly here. They will remain safely behind the circle until we can determine the next course of action.
So I'll be trapped in this circle with Peter and Heather's ghosts?
I am afraid so, my host.
Well, I suppose it can't be helped. And I guess it will be nice to see them again.
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Peter? Anything that can help us?
No. Of all the people in our group, Peter was the one I spoke to the least. I think George once belonged to his gym, even took personal training sessions for a while. But George wasn't really the personal fitness type.
I need to know everything you can tell me about Heather.
Well, there was one thing. It was a confession of sorts, you see, and she trusted me.
What was it?
You don't understand. It was a confession. It might have been a long time ago, but it was still a sacred trust. I can't betray that trust. It goes against everything I believe in.
Don't you think that under the circumstances, she would understand?
I'm not sure God would.
Does it really matter? What's the worst that could happen? You lose your soul?
My God, when you put it like that. Heather was a prostitute. She wanted to confess, but didn't feel right entering a church. She might have been Jewish, judging by her name, but I think she just wanted to speak to someone who understood.
Understood?
Someone who had been to grace group meetings. Someone who had had a life-changing revelation, like I did. I don't know what her revelation was, but she wanted to purge herself of her old life. So she asked if I could come to her apartment and listen to her. So I did.
Do you remember where she lived?
I was a priest entering the house of a prostitute. It's not something you forget. She lived by Tompkins Square Park. Here's the address.
I guess we should get going.
Then I do believe our talk is concluded. I will return outside.
Hey, Madeline?
Yes, my host.
It's all right.
All right?
Yeah, stay inside. It's cold out there.
I don't feel the cold, my host.
I know. Just stay, please, and thanks.
It is my pleasure, my host.
Locked gate. A problem for some.
Hey, how'd you get in?
Ah, hello, miss.
Answer my question. How'd you get in?
Oh, the gate was open. Is that all right?
Sure, I guess. Just be sure to close it when you leave. I don't want to get in trouble.
Excuse me, miss?
Oh, hi. What's up?
You sure you should be out here?
Why shouldn't I be? It's perfect. It's so nice to finally have a night clear enough to enjoy this place.
Clear night, right. You live here?
I do. Why?
No reason, just making conversation. Is your name Heather Goffstein?
Oh, I see. You came from Ray.
Ray?
Of course. You did come from Ray, right?
I don't know any Ray. I came to see you.
Oh, well, that's sweet, I guess. But it doesn't matter. If you want a date, you'll need Ray's permission.
A date?
Isn't that why you're here?
No, not at all. I just want to talk.
Really?
Really?
Well, I suppose that's all right. But we should stay out here. If we don't go in the bedroom, then it's not a date.
You don't seem terribly surprised that I'm here in your garden.
It is a bit strange you appeared out of nowhere. But hey, I'm used to men appearing on my doorstep. And for some reason, you seem safe.
Safe?
Yeah, just a vibe.
Huh. Thanks, I guess. Well, Heather, I have to get going.
Sure. I'd leave the gate open, but for some reason, I don't think that will be a problem for you.
Can't see much, just a hallway, nothing important.
Officer Palmer?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Is there anything else you can tell me about Leah?
Officer Piero was juggling a demanding job, a growing daughter, and a deadbeat ex-husband. There was immense pressure on her, but I still don't buy that she would do what she did.
Do you know anything about someone named Ray? I don't know who he is, but I think he's involved with prostitution.
Prostitution? Is this related to Leah's case?
I don't know. It could be.
This just gets better and better. Anyway, Ray, let's take a look. Okay, the name Ray definitely comes up in the Vice Department database. There was a raid on a bar called Vantini a few years ago, and someone named Ray was taken in for questioning. No charges were made.
Just Ray? No last name?
No. Whoever Ray is, that's his full legal name. Anyway, here's the address of the bar if you need it.
Thanks.
Sure.
Do you have a record of a Michael Cooper in your system? He's a priest.
Let's check. Sorry, whoever he is, there's no file on him.
Do you know anything about Tanya Corsi's death?
Tanya Corsi? What are you doing getting involved with her?
It's
complicated. Yeah, I get it. Durkin warned me it might get weird. Anyway, there's not much to tell. She slipped in her shower and hit her head on the tub. She fell unconscious and she drowned. The coroner did an autopsy on her and found traces of whiskey and Valium in her system. Not a good combination.
She killed herself?
If you believe the tabloids, then yeah. But the coroner says no. There wasn't much in her system to actually kill her, but it was enough to make her a bit clumsy.
So it was just an accident?
So it would seem.
I'm trying to find someone named Benjiro. He ran some kind of self-help circle called the Grace Group.
Let's see. No, nothing on file. Sorry.
Can you tell me anything about the death of a Mr. Peter Fielding?
Okay, let's see. Yep, here he is. Peter Fielding, age 54, owned a fitness center in Murray Hill called Field's Gym. He fell off a ladder while fixing a light bulb in the locker room, hit his head on the bench, and bled to death. Nobody found him for several hours. An ambulance was called and pronounced him dead at the scene.
Nothing more than that?
That's pretty open and shut. Accidental death.
Do you have any record of a Heather Goffstein?
Let me check. Nope, nothing on Heather Goffstein. Sorry.
Well, I'd better go. Thanks for the help.
Sure.
I can't see much, but it seems much warmer in there than it is out here.
Will you look at this, Denise? Someone brave enough to join us in this weather. Well, brave or stupid anyway.
Right. They've got a pretty varied selection, although I wouldn't really know. My criteria for picking out wine is has pretty label and under 20 bucks. Whoever this was, he signed it, "Thanks for the tie, with love, AG." It's a painting of a woman dancing. It's dedicated to someone named Mistress B. Looks like some kind of promotional poster for a burlesque act. She must really like this place to be here in this weather. She looks kind of young to be working at a place like this. Hi.
Hey, what can I get for you?
So what can you tell me about this place?
It's old, quiet. I like it that way.
Really?
Yeah, I work on my thesis most nights. Honestly, I'm surprised a big place like this can stay open. It's always empty.
Do you know Ray?
Ray?
Yeah, is he here?
No, he is not.
I better not drink. I need to keep a clear head.
How about a coffee or something?
No thanks, I already have one.
I see.
Do you know Heather Goffstein?
Sorry, I don't.
Well, thanks. I better get going. Excuse me.
Yes?
I'm looking for Ray. Do you know where I can find him?
Ray, huh? And why would you be looking for Ray?
I need to talk to him. I can't go into specifics, but it involves a woman who worked for him.
Worked for him, In what capacity?
She was a working girl, Heather Goffstein. She worked for Ray, and now she's dead.
I see. Worked is the appropriate word, I suppose. Heather left my employ a long time ago.
Your employ?
Yes. You want to speak to Ray? She's right in front of you. The former Rachel Mendez at your service.
So you work here?
Not directly, but I suppose I'm as much a fixture here as anything else.
So Heather worked for you. Can you tell me about her?
It's been, several years. I'm afraid I can't tell you much. She was very young, very pretty, slightly lost, perhaps, like many of my girls. She's really dead? How did it happen?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Is this a police matter?
Not directly. I'm working with them, but I'm pretty much on my own.
Well, in that case, ask me whatever you like.
You said Heather left your employ. Could you explain?
Just that. She packed up and left.
And you were okay with that?
You think I would drag her back against her will? Absolutely not. And what would be the point? I replaced her the next week. It's the nature of this business. Some girls try the life, discover it's not for them, and then leave. Some stay for years and it grinds them alive. But occasionally, with luck and persistence, one can flourish. Like I did.
Did Heather have any enemies, an obsessive client, or anything?
I suppose anything is possible, but not likely. I screen our clients very carefully, and I keep very careful records.
How does this business work exactly?
There's no bedroom upstairs, if that's what you are asking. I own several apartments in the city. I give the girls room and board in exchange for the money they receive. Some of them skim, hell, all of them skim, but I make sure to treat them well. They treat me well in return.
If you kept careful records, does that mean you have a list of Heather's clients somewhere?
No. I'm sorry, but no.
I really need that client list.
Absolutely not. I give a premium product, and our clients expect premium service. Privacy is part of that service. That client list stays in my office where it belongs.
Don't you want to know what happened to Heather? That client list could help.
You have no reason to suspect one of her clients had anything to do with it. You can't even tell me how she died. I won't betray my client's trust based on a flimsy guess.
I could bring in the police.
I'd like to see you try. Every few years they try and raid this place, make a show of getting tough, but nothing sticks. I make sure of that.
I really need that client list.
Absolutely not. I give a premium product, and our clients expect premium service. Privacy is part of that service. That client list stays in my office where it belongs.
Well, I guess that's everything.
Sorry I can't help you. For what it's worth, I liked Heather. I'm sad she's dead. I suppose a drink to her memory is in order. Care to join me?
Thanks, but no.
More for me then. Denise! One gimlet, please. You know how I like it. How odd. Denise, could you get that for me?
Hey, you can't go out that way. Sorry.
Oh, right.
Ghost, remember? No touching.
Oh, I miss Butterfingers tonight. Oh, Denise.
Damn it! It's locked from the inside. Joey, get out here.
You bellowed?
An old dish rag. A filthy rag from a dumpster. Why am I carrying this? That dumpster is covered in ice. That must lead back to the street. Thank God for 24-hour coffee stands. I should have enough hot fuel to last me the rest of the night. It's now a puddle of foul, coffee-flavored water, but at least it's melted. I'll never clean that sludge off by hand. Not to mention, ew. I think I got it all, but I'm not carrying around this wet rag. Good thing there's a dumpster here. It only opens a bit, but it appears to be empty. Ow! I don't know what that was supposed to do, aside from making me walk with a limp. Oof, it won't budge.
You're not seriously going to try that, are you?
Quiet. Let me concentrate. First try.
Jesus, you nearly gave me a heart attack.
So to speak.
It's hard to see inside. I shouldn't play around on this fire escape any longer than I have to.
You know, we've been through a lot, you and I. But sneaking into the secret office of a known flesh peddler, this tops the list.
A bunch of phone numbers and addresses. It doesn't say who they belong to. These look like pictures of celebrities and politicians. I don't recognize many of them, but... Holy crap! Is that Kennedy? Pictures of young girls. I guess they all work for Ray. Is that? Yes, it's a painting of Ray. A much younger Ray, but still Ray. If Ray has a client list, it might be on that computer. Okay, let's see here. Client list, client list. You're kidding me.
What?
It's a text file, clientlist.txt.
And that's good?
Good for us. All I need to do is transfer the file to this memory stick. And we've got it. Some security.
I guess with the secret door and paying off the police, she didn't feel the need for any more.
That and she's a bit old. She might not know a lot about computers.
Huh, I can relate.
No point in going back. I can't get back down the ladder.
Ahem.
Oh, hi. I was just looking for the bathroom. Is it up here?
The bathroom. In the office, behind the secret panel.
Yes.
I've been meaning to glue that window shut. I suppose I should thank you. But first, give me that memory stick.
Here.
Thank you. Now get your coat and leave.
And I'd almost gone a full 3 hours without a restraining order.
Well, the night's still young.
And I need another cup of coffee.
Her name is Tanya Corsi. She's the spook from George's roof. Hi there.
Hello again, mister. What brings you by?
You're Tanya Corsi, aren't you?
I knew you'd get it. That's me, Tanya Corsi, host of the Good Morning Show on Channel 11. Now all the mystery is gone.
Are you sure you don't know anything about this note?
No, I don't know anything about any note. Please stop asking about it.
Do you know anything about a self-help organization called the Grace Group?
Grace Group? No, I haven't. Sorry.
Do you know a Michael Cooper?
I don't. Sorry.
So, Tanya, tell me about yourself.
You want to get to know the real Tanya Corsi. The Tanya that you don't read about in the tabloids and magazines?
If you let me.
I barely know you, Mr. Mallone. Although if you swing by more often, you might learn a thing or two.
Does the name Benjiro ring any bells?
Benjiro? Is that Japanese?
I believe so.
Sorry, I don't know anyone named Benjiro.
So, I heard you go to Peter Fielding's gym.
I do. Or rather, I did. After what happened to him, I just couldn't.
You mean his...
death? Yes. So senseless.
Do you know a Heather Goffstein?
No. No, I don't. Sorry.
Come on, that note on the floor, it has Heather written on it.
So, like I told you, it has no meaning to me. I don't know any Heather.
Do you know anyone named Ray?
Ray? Is that all you got?
I think Ray might be involved in prostitution. Ring any bells?
That's more of a late night news kind of story. I'm early morning. We're all about the rainbows and sunshine.
You sure you don't know anything about the Ray I mentioned?
Sorry, no.
Well, Tanya, I have to get going, but I'll see you around.
Ta.
Tanya was the host of the Good Morning Show. I remember hearing that they got a new host, but I didn't know this was the reason. Channel 11. I think their head office is in Penn Plaza. Can't hurt to ask around. He looks pretty hard at work. Looks like he's got a bunch of news wire reports open. Oh, and Minesweeper. Excuse me. Hi, I'm Rosangela Blackwell. Do you work here?
Certainly do. Jim Peebles, senior producer. How can I help you?
So what do you do here?
I'm the head producer for the Good Morning Show with Kathy Carden.
Isn't that Tanya Corsi's old show?
Yes, it is.
It's pretty empty here tonight.
Well, look outside. The weather's horrible and almost everybody commutes to work. Nobody can get in, so we're running on a skeleton crew.
Did you work here when Tanya was alive?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking into her death.
Wasn't it an accident?
That's why I'm looking into it, just to be sure.
Well, all right.
There's the self-help circle that held meetings a long time ago. It was called the Grace Group. Ever hear of it?
Sorry, no.
Do you know a priest by the name of Michael Cooper?
I'm afraid I haven't been to church in a long time.
What can you tell me about Tanya?
I liked her. Some anchors think they're the be-all and end-all, but not her. She knew we were all in this together and worked well with all of us. That's how you make a news show. Everyone needs to help each other.
Have you ever heard the name Benjiro?
Benjiro? No, I'm afraid I haven't.
Do you know anything about the death of Peter Fielding? He owned a gym in Murray Hill.
No, although you've reminded me I haven't hit the gym in a while. I suppose I should go.
A note was found in Tanya's apartment. It was signed J.
And?
And your name begins with J. Did you write it?
Seriously?
You're in journalism. You know that any lead is worth following.
Well, sorry, I didn't write any note to Tanya. Not that I remember.
Do you know a madam who calls herself Ray?
That's not really the kind of thing our show reports on, so I can't really help you. Sorry.
I'm not asking about all the names on this list one by one. We'll be here all night. There are tons of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask about them one by one. Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Well, what you see is what you get. I started working at a copywriter's desk about 30 years ago. Worked my way up to producer. Been here ever since.
Well, thanks for your time, Mr. Peebles. I might be back later.
Sure thing. I'm not going anywhere.
A James Peebles is listed as being a client of Ray's, and the girl he saw was Heather Goffstein.
Well, this just got juicy.
I don't think those are connected in any way. Hi, Mr. Peebles?
Hello. Rosangela, was it? What can I do for you?
Jim, I know everything.
Sorry?
I know who Heather is and what she did for a living. I also know that you procured her services. There was a note in Tanya's apartment that said, "I know about Heather." It was signed J.
That could have been anybody.
Do you really expect me to believe that now?
No, I don't.
Tell me about your involvement with Heather.
God, it was over 25 years ago. Working the late shift, sleeping during the day. Who has time for a social life? So, yes, I found other ways to meet my needs. Heather was one of them. I'm not proud of it, but I make no excuses for it either.
You said it was 25 years ago, so you stopped seeing her.
She quit the business. I didn't know what happened to her until she walked in that door. The new face of Good Morning. Tanya Corsi.
Tanya?
Yeah, the name was different. The hair was different. The whole attitude was different. But I knew.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Heather and Tanya, they are the same person?
You didn't know? Isn't that what all this is about? She reinvented herself, changed her looks, got a gig as a weather girl, worked her way up to this newsroom, worked here for years, and never knew who I was until I told her.
Until you blackmailed her, you mean?
Look, 30 years I've been here, and I haven't moved from this damn desk. I saw an opportunity, and I took it. So, I wrote her that note. I threatened to expose her past. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect her to go home and for that to happen. They said she fell in the shower because she was drunk, but she was only drunk because of me. So what now?
Nothing. It wasn't your fault. Tanya was smart. She knew that if you exposed her, you'd only expose yourself. You wouldn't have gone through with it.
Yeah, I had the feeling she'd call my bluff, but I was desperate.
When she died that night, it was for other reasons.
Other reasons?
Reasons that I can't get into.
I'm not sure I believe you, but thanks.
From what I've seen of Tanya, I'm surprised she didn't eat Jim alive after he pulled his stunt.
Something got to her before she got the chance.
Huh, no doubt about that.
So what exactly happened? Tanya, Heather, whoever, she split? She killed off her past so thoroughly that it became its own ghost?
I suppose so.
I didn't know ghosts could do that.
What? You read the rule book? Because I sure haven't. If we got a split spook on our hands, we gotta put him back together.